Happy Friday, everybody. Today is January 24th. I'm Kathy. Welcome to Yarn with Heart. Welcome back, and thank you so much to everyone who is returning and to anyone who is new. Warm welcome. For those who are new, each week on Friday, I share some of my works in progress and finished items. And when I show you my projects, information about how to find those items is in the description box below. Many of the items that I make are donated locally, and occasionally I make things that will be gifted to family and friends. Sometimes I make something for myself, like, for example, the shawl that I'm wearing today. This one is the Cloud Wrap pattern by Salena Baca. I really like all the energy coming from the colors, and with the weather we've been having, the warmth of the shawl is very cozy too. This week will be a catch-up on a couple of the make-alongs that I've been participating in during January. And for works in progress, I will be sharing about a blanket and my something new project for this month. Of course, at the end of the video, there will be another challenge for all of us and a bit of personal information about me. Today, I am feeling better than last week. Still not top of the mark, however, definitely much, much better than 2 weekends ago. Usually the channel is all about crochet, knitting, and yarn, but I will say that I have a genetic kidney disease, so viruses knock the stuffing out of me, and it does take a bit of time for me to get back to full energy. Thank you so very much for your understanding, for the well wishes and prayers. I really appreciate that so much. So thank you. And let's all grab our cup and settle in for a bit of a visit. If you are a person who loves yarn, loves to knit, loves crochet, or any of those three, I am so happy that you're here. Thank you to a person last week who had a question to ask me in the comments. Today's question is, what are my two most favorite yarns to work with? First, I would like to thank this person for an interesting question that I have thought quite a lot about this week. Initially, I answered in the comments with two brands that I like for donations. Truly, I'm always watching for those two to go on sale. And also two yarns that are relatively new to me that I like to use for special projects. Then through the week, I thought a bit more about the question and realized there is a deeper answer to this. For me, there are so many reasons that I like yarns and cannot choose just 2 or 4 or 10. Some bring me joy because of the person who I received them from. Some bring me joy because of the color, like this one. Some are favorites because of where I purchased or who was with me at the time. Some I love because I know that they will become a blanket or a hat to warm somebody in need. And to be completely transparent, some are favorites because of the amazing bargain price that I bought them for. And even wool that I cannot use brings me joy, seeing the loft or the halo or the hand-dyed colors and knowing that I will be able to share those wools with others. So the fuller, deeper answer has to be, I could never have just 2 favorites. Also, I'm continuously finding new ones that I love. And I might more easily be able to say the ones that currently I pass on and don't buy. Those would be chenille and eyelash and fur yarns. However, never say never. Who knows what the future holds? Could I need some of even those yarns someday? So thank you so much for taking the time to email and comment, to share ideas, and to ask me questions. It's fun to learn more about each other, to share, and to get to know each other better. I would love to hear from all of you. Are there any yarns that you don't use very often, or ones that you like best? You can comment or email me and let me know. Today, let's jump right into the works in progress. I'll start with something new, my something new make along. If you'd like to join in this month for the make along, you can choose your own project, find something in one of the inspiration colors, and make where you are starting something new. A reminder that there's a slight change in this month's make along. You can choose any one or more of the 6 colors, and those colors are orange, yellow, black, red, pink, or white. And that slight change is because the random colors do not mix well with red or pink. So you can choose one or more of those 6 colors. Put a bit of that in your project, and if you'd like to join in, please, you could read the description box below and watch the January 6th video for more detail. Send me your picture by January 30th. And the next slideshow will be on February 3rd, the first Monday of February. Now, I've started my project earlier this month. I'm learning brioche, and this has taken me a number of tries and a bunch of frogging. I don't know how to go back to fix a mistake, so it resulted in me having to go back to the brim quite a few times. And one hint that I found helpful, this one right here is my beginning of row marker, and I put a second marker right here 2 stitches before, so that way I would know when I was getting close, because that's where I made a lot of my oopsies initially. So this way I knew when I got to this marker I had 2 stitches left, and I wouldn't miss that second before the beginning of row marker. That saved me some frogging. Now I've started the decreasing. This pattern that I'm using is called the Squish Hat, and it's free on Ravelry. It's by Rachel Keener. I'm using 3.75 millimeter needles and yarn from my stash. This gray yarn has no label. It came yarn from the pound from Cambridge Fibers Limited, and the orange is Big Twist Value in the color orange. So that is my first work in progress that I've been started on this week. The next work in progress is a friendship blanket. Now, this blanket is a make-along. It's being made 1 stripe at a time, a stripe each week. It's part of the Art Junkie channel's membership. It's soon going to be ready for a border, and each week a different person chooses a stitch and a color to add to the blanket. And everyone's blanket they have been making will be a reminder of the group of friends who get together each Sunday. I have 2 more stripes to put on this before this Sunday, and then I think we'll be adding on the border this coming week. So I think of it as my blanket of many colors and my friendship blanket. It's quite long already. There, I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, you can see it all in there. There. The nice thing about this blanket, I have learned quite a few new stitches, so that's been really good. I've enjoyed um, um, learning some stitches that I had never tried before, and I do have a bunch of ends to weave in, and then the border to put on, and I have to catch up a couple of. I have two stripes to add on before Sunday. I got a little bit behind last week. So now for finished items, I did a small item for my butterfly make along. This is being hosted by Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet. I found a free pattern on Ravelry called the Drawstring Makeup Bag by Esther Thompson from Cute as a Button Crochet. Her pattern used bulky weight yarn, and I decided to try making one using a worsted weight yarn. For this one, I used Mary Maxim Maximum Value, dark blue, and a red heart with love minty. I used a 5mm hook. Now, I'm going to put the picture up of the butterfly so you could see. I picked the dark blue from the butterfly, and I think there's a little bit of green in the top of the butterfly as well. Um, so each month during 2025, Judy asks us to choose one or more colors from the inspiration butterfly and make a project of our choice using fiber. It can be knit, crochet, hand dyeing yarn, weaving, any project we choose. Although I do not use makeup, I was interested in making this bag as it will change in size by cinching the drawstring, and it can be used to hold a small gift or it can be used to hold a project. That's the way that I'm working on it. I lined mine with a plastic container so it can hold my project or notions. It's a great multi-use bag, and I added on the tassels to give it sort of a boho vibe. Um, Now, I have news about the Wednesday Wipeout Make-Along. I am still participating, and I will try to keep up the momentum all year. For anyone who's new, this is a make-along by Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. I'm still making one a week and decided to change things up a bit. So starting this month, I will show a month of my finished ones all at once. These patterns are from a book called A Year of Dishcloths. I don't have the book right handy, but I'll put a picture of it up in the corner. So here are my first four spring themed ones, the ones that were randomly chosen by Laura so far during January. They are called the Tulips Washcloth, Forget Me Not, the Forget Me Not Washcloth, a Morning Glories washcloth. This one I couldn't get to work quite as per the pattern, so I sort of did a little bit of my own adjustments to it. And my favorite of the four, the Daffodil washcloth. Much thanks to Laura for organizing this crochet along and preparing the slideshows. She randomly chooses the patterns, and if you would like to join in Laura's make along to make the springtime ones, or if you would like to see everyone's finished projects each week, you can pop over to Laura's channel and watch the slideshows on Wednesdays. And now for this week's challenge, the next chapter from the book called The Little Spark, 30 Ways to Ignite Your Creativity. This chapter's title is called The Crazies. To me, this chapter is called The Roadblocks. Do you have any roadblocks to your creativity? I thought about this a bit yesterday and will share about mine. Sometimes I'm a bit of my own roadblock, thinking, what if these knit and crochet things for donation don't matter? Even though I know in my heart that it does matter, I start to spin and think, should I be purchasing blankets instead of purchasing the yarn and making them? Do handmade items bring joy and a feeling that someone cares to the person receiving it? Do they feel the love in the items when they receive them? I really do want the handmade items to matter, but do they? This is my own roadblock. Also, health-wise, I know that I have a genetic chronic health condition. I'm determined to do what I can, help who I can in all the ways that I can. My health situation is occasionally a roadblock for a few days, but will not stop me. I'm determined. For me, one of the roadblocks was way in my past. Some people who were not encouraging when I was younger. Sometimes I remember their words that they said. Those words are roadblocks that I fight against, and I try to step into the future, letting the past go. One of the things that helped me to let the past go, and I didn't realize that this would happen. The people here on YouTube, this is such an encouraging, kind, positive space, and it helps to let the past go. I thank you so much for your comments and your thumbs, for your friendships here, and all that we share. That is a big help. Thank you so much for blasting through roadblocks. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy your crochet. Enjoy your knitting. Hope to see you next Friday.